Let's play a game. I flip a coin and you call heads or tails. We could play this for hours, but you'd get bored almost immediately. That's because you have no strategy to use and your choices don't actually change anything. This coin flip fails because it's missing the one thing every great game needs: a way to make your play feel meaningful. For a game to feel meaningful, two things have to happen. First, you need to see an immediate result when you take an action, like seeing your piece move to a new square. Second, that action has to ripple outward. What you do right now needs to change how you play the rest of the game 10 minutes from now. To fix a broken experience like our coin flip, designers use a process called iterative design. They build a rough version, play it to test for boredom, tweak the rules, and play it all over again. By fixing this coin flip one step at a time, we can see how all games are actually built. Beneath the surface, the games we love are just carefully engineered machines of rules. Let's start our first fix. We'll add a board and some pieces. Now, instead of just watching a coin fall, you're moving through a shared space. We've built a system where you can finally make a choice. But a system with too many rules can become predictable. Take tic-tac-toe. Once you understand the grid, you realize that if both people play correctly, every match ends in a draw. The outcome is solved before you even start, so the mystery is gone. The antidote to that boredom is uncertainty. When you shuffle a deck of cards or roll the dice, you're introducing risk. Now you have to make exciting calculations, weighing your strategy against the odds of what might happen next. Great gameplay lives in that sweet spot, where your strategic choices collide with a system you can't entirely predict. This brings us to a new problem in our prototype. What if one player gets an early lucky break? If they pull too far ahead, the other player feels like they can't possibly win and they give up. Designers solve this using feedback loops, hidden rules that automatically adjust the difficulty based on who is winning or losing. Negative feedback loops boost the trailing player to keep tension high, like getting a homing missile in last place. Positive feedback loops reward the winner with power. This snowball effect rushes the match to a decisive finish. This reveals a strange truth about making games. You can't actually design a feeling. A creator can't program joy or panic directly into the code. Instead, they build the math and the rules that allow those emotions to happen to you. When you experience a heart-pounding last-second comeback, it isn't an accident. It's the result of a precisely tuned mathematical loop. So now we have a working system, but what happens when you take those balanced rules and hand them over to a real group of friends? Players step into what's known as the magic circle. It's a temporary psychological boundary where the rules of the real world are paused and the artificial rules of the game become your new reality. Inside this circle, the rules give people an excuse to act differently. You might bluff your best friend, whisper a secret alliance, or celebrate a victory with a bit of trash talk. A great rule system does more than just balance the score. It creates a safe space that supports all of those messy, unpredictable human interactions. We started with a coin flip. By adding a board, introducing some chance, and tuning the math to keep the score close, we built an engine for a real experience. This is why traditional games have lasted for centuries. A few simple constraints on how pieces move can generate deeply competitive strategies that keep players focused for hours. You can find these exact same principles in modern digital games. Underneath the high-definition graphics and complex code are the same invisible strings of uncertainty and feedback pulling the experience together. The next time you pick up a controller or sit down at a table, try to look past the artwork and the story. Look for the system running underneath it all. When you peel back the art and the code, a game is really a system, an engine built to spark meaning, tension, and joy out of a few simple rules.